What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Blacksmith from Team Blacksmith. Welcome to my channel. I already know why you're here, so let's get this started. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the range footage. Sorry, I couldn't help myself with that Darth Vader Batman battle at the end there. But what can you say about the Bul Armory SAS 2 TAC 5-inch, chambered in 9mm? Now, I had to get right to this when I got it to the range. I did have one problem with it. My first couple of shots, after I zeroed it, I put around 40 rounds through it to zero it. Yes, I'll catch hell for that. But after that, it dried up really quick. So the slide did lock back, and it got stuck. To be honest with you, it did get stuck. So I took it apart, lubed it up some more. But after that, it ran perfectly. Not one failure. After that, one lock back on the slide. Now that I put that on me for not lubing this up correctly or enough. But after that, this thing shot amazing. Flat shooter. I mean, hitting bullseye left and right from 7-10 yards. This thing was shooting amazing. I am overall impressed with Bul Armory with this TAC model. Now, I've been a Bul Armory fan for some time now, with the SAS 2 Air being my first double stack 1911 in my collection. That is the one that started it all. And I'm telling you, the TAC model does not fall short of extraordinary. Now, the staccato peak does not come close to this. Not whatsoever. The machining, the steel frame, polymer grip, the light and slide, the Bul Armory optic system, coming with the optic plates for the RMR footprint, the Delta Point Pro, and of course you can put the RMR, the SRO, the hollow sight. It just goes on and on. Bul Armory really thought everything through, listened to the people that love it, including myself, and watched the competitors, and they came out and said, you know what, we're going to do it right, and they absolutely did. Yeah, I am very impressed with this. I wish I'd have got the TAC Pro, but you guys beat me out to it. Hit me up on Instagram, some of my followers, showing me their TAC Pros. But congratulations on yours, But I got something in store for my TAC model, so it's going to be something to behold. So look out for those upgrades. But let's get right to the tabletop review. I really want to show you the insides of the TAC 5-inch model. Now this one, just real quick, this one's coming at 2.6 pounds. The way it's set up now with the X300 TAC light, and of course with the optic system there. But overall, the weight and the balance is very well done, especially with the undercut. Now I got my pros and cons with the TAC model, but still a great shooter, still an amazing build. But let's do the tabletop review. Let's go over some of my pros and cons real quick. And after that, I'll get my final thoughts on the TAC 5-inch SAS 2. All right, so stay tuned. All right, guys, quick tabletop review of the SAS 2 TAC model. But before I get started, I want to give a huge shout out to team and channel sponsor, the Bunker Gun Shop, my man Chris, my man Frank. Hit those guys up. Info's in the description. Stop by their store, give them a call, or check out their online store and see what they have in inventory. Some of the best guys in the business. All right, so the Bul Armory SAS 2 TAC model. Before we get started, being safe. Safety check, all clear, working in a controlled environment. All right, so the TAC model, now this is the full 5-inch, coming in at 2.2 pounds with no setup. And the way I have it set up now with the Holosun 507 comp and the X300 TAC lights coming in at 2.6 pounds. So very nice weight, very well balanced. Now with the steel frame, metal slide, and the polymer grip, stippling very nicely done, makes the overall balance of this pretty perfect in my opinion. Now, of course, you have the TAC mag well, grip safety, ambidextrous thumb safeties, nice serrations on the slide, and as you can see here, the slide itself, they removed a lot of the metal to reduce the weight. So this slide is actually the weight of a 4 1/4 slide. So I haven't only seen this once with DSC Gunworks where they swapped out my Prodigy slide for this type of slide. And that's the information I got from Dave at DSC Gunworks. So very nicely done, lightening up the slide by removing some of the metal just to reduce the amount of weight. But the balance, like I said, very nice when you're shooting it. I'm all about balance when it comes to these double stack 1911s and 2011s. Now, you can co-witness, even with the optic on there. It's not suppressor height sights, but you can get a nice co-witness there. So no complaints there. Now you have the full tack rail, full dust cover, full length guide rod, the serrations, nicely done. The machining on the windows, nicely done. No, they just checked a lot of boxes off when they built this new TAC model for 2024. Now, if we get into the optic plating system, it comes with 3 plates. It comes with the RMR, which is on here, the Delta Point Pro, and the RMS. Now, 3 plates at this price point saves you a lot of headaches. You know, having 3 plates and the different footprints on here really opens up the door for a lot of different optic choices. Now, I went with the Holosun 507 comp. Now, I usually go with the SRO, but I put the SRO on there and it really hung over the ejection point way too far for my comfort and assurance that it would not have any malfunction. So I recommend the Holosun 507 comp, Delta Point Pro, or just the RMR. So I would even stay away from the RMR HD. Just not a lot of room there for hangover, so that is definitely would cause some issues. Now, overall, the action and everything else is pretty good. And I want to touch on the point where I said I had an issue. Now, when I first picked this up at the bunker gun shop, it had some type of debris in there. It wasn't metal shavings. It looked like a sand-like material. And you can actually feel, when you rack the slide, something grinding inside the frame and the slide. So I took it home, cleaned everything out, and it was just weird, like sand-like material. Now, when I took it to the range, I was able to zero this with no issues. But after that, it locked back. I mean, it really locked back. It was scary, and I thought there was an issue, but I was able to move the slide forward. I took it apart, cleaned it out some more, lubed it back up, and it ran flawlessly for the next 350 rounds. Now, I put that on me and not the gun. Maybe I didn't clean it good enough, but I do not feel that grinding anymore. Slide to frame fit is nicely done. So if you see that, make sure you clean this gun and lube it up. Very good. The steel frame and steel slide, you know, you really got to make sure you get in there and make sure this thing is well lubricated. All right, but that's on me. Now let's get into some of the real nice features other than the optic. The trigger. The trigger. Now, Bul Armory does have some amazing triggers, and this one is coming in at, let's see here, They said anywhere up to 3 pounds, and this is coming slightly under 3. Try that one more time. And I will probably upgrade to a digital weight pull. All right, so let's go with 3 pound trigger pull. So very nicely done. Perfect balance between a concealed carry and a competition gun. 3 pound actually does work. So nice trigger on this. And the biggest thing here is the 4 mags that come with the gun. 4 20+1 round magazines. That is just like a godsend. At this price point, you know, even a higher end 2011s, double stack 1911s, you know, you're lucky if you get 2. And so Bul Armory did come out the gate, guns are blazing, no pun intended, with 4 magazines. So big ups to them. So let's get into some of the cons. Now, this could be just personal preferences, but PVD coating, I'm not a big fan of. I wish they went with the DLC coating. PVD is just not durable enough for me. You know, scratches can show up very easily on here. So, I mean, if you're going to run this, you're going to run it and not really care about how the wear and tear on it. But for aesthetic wise, at this price point, I think they should have went with a DLC coating and not the PVD. My next issue is the double undercut. Now, when I grip the gun, this right here is a pain. My knuckle digs up into the double undercut. And when I say dig, after 100 or 200 rounds, it really ripped into my knuckle. I mean, I will man up and deal with it, but like I said, I don't want to shoot this gun every time and have to deal with that happening. It may affect me shooting other guns. So with the SAS 2 Air, one of the original models, of course, being safe, all clear. Now with their trigger guard, very smooth. I like it. I mean, it's deep enough for me and it's not digging into my knuckle. So I may get this machined or modified so to just smooth that out a little bit, because right now, in my opinion, this is good enough, and just smoothing that out so it does not dig into my knuckle is something I'm going to get done. All right, so that is 2 of my concerns. Now I'm gonna break this open, take a look at it, and I love to see how the recoil system is set up. So let's pop this open here. Took a look at, especially the wear. After 400 rounds, I want to see what kind of wear is going on in here. So not too much wear, even in the high friction points here. Let's see, that's just the light. But I do see some here, high friction point, but nothing anywhere else. So very nicely done. Got a little heat transference, discoloration there, but that's to be expected. Now let's look at the recoil system. And yes, I'm grabbing a tool. Now, this is another disappointment that even going into 2024 with toolless guide rods out there, they're still going with where you have to drop a pin in. That's frustrating. So that was a little let down. But again, the flush crown cut on the bull barrel, very nicely done. No, machining very nicely done now. Now this is the typical bull barrel that Bul Armory would normally put on their guns, but the flush crown cut on this bull barrel is what people have been asking for, including myself. So the slide itself, very nicely done. The machining and everything else, how they lighten the slide up, removing a lot of weight and the serrations. Very nicely done. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the DLC. I mean the PVD. I'm sorry. I'm a huge fan of DLC. Not a huge fan of the PVD. But inside, really no wear. Really none at all. So nicely done. Nicely done. I do give it to them. You know, discoloration for the heat transference. But, you know, just a little bit back here. But overall, those are only my 3 issues. But thank God for the four magazines that you get with the TAC model. in the TAC series. I mean, this is just a godsend with the extra magazines. I believe I only got 2 originally with my original Bul Armory, the SAS2 Air. So big ups to Bul Armory on that. All right, so overall, my opinion on this, when I compared this to the Staccato P, the Staccato P does not come close to this. This is just, hands down, beats out Staccato P. And I can only imagine how the Pro shoots. Now, if I had the Pro, I would be comparing that to the Staccato XC. And I know that says a lot, but I'm telling you this how amazing this gun shoots. And Bul Armory did not fall short on checking a lot of boxes when it comes to the build itself. So, now, at price point, this is the better value. You get all the bells and whistles at a lower price point than the Staccato P. And a lot of the double stack 1911s that's out there today, even at the same price point, Bul Armory still leads them all when it comes to magazines, the plates, the optic plates for multiple optics, just the overall build, slide to frame fit, very nicely done. You know what? I do feel something there. Yes, I do. I do feel something. I do feel a little movement. All right, so it's minimum. Yeah, very minimum. But machining is still nicely done. Like I said, as you can see how this shoots and performs. It gets no better. I mean, I love this build. Very nice direction they went in with this. All right, so that is my quick review, or not so quick review, of the SAS2 TAC model. Like I said, amazing, extraordinary build. Keep doing your thing, Bul Armory. Keep coming in at this great price point. For this overall design, you cannot beat it. All right, so my final thoughts on the Bul Armory SAS2 TAC model. Be right back. All right, guys, final thoughts on the Bul Armory SAS2 TAC 5-inch Chamberlain 9mm. Overall, extremely impressed with their 2024 builds. Even with the cons issues that I have with it, that is just my personal preferences, the way I grip the gun and everything else. So that does not diminish or lessen how amazing this build is. Bul Armory are just simply one of the best out there, affordable at that price point. Definitely worth the money in comparison to all the other ones that's out there at that same price level. The quality and the machining, the slide to frame fit on this just cannot be touched at this price point. And it really beats out a lot of the other ones above them as well. Staccato P, if I had to port it, I tell you, I'll be comparing that to the XC. That's how good this build is. So if you get an opportunity to get a Bul Armory, the SAS2 TAC, or the Pro, and even the EDCs that's coming out, try to scoop those up, because I'm telling you, this is just one amazing build and design by Bul Armory. All right, so that's all I got. You're going to see more of this in the coming months, so be on the lookout. It's going to be good. All right, so that's all I got. And as always, like, share, subscribe, join the team. I'm out.